Hi guys, future me speaking. Once again, I forgot to film an intro, so I'm doing it now with my fancy new microphone. So, Mexican Gothic. Let me start off with some content warnings. There's incest, eugenics, assault, cannibalism, dead children, and some body horror. I talk about the incest a lot in this video, but I don't say anything specific, so it's not too spoilery. Mexican Gothic is an adult historical fiction, Gothic horror novel. Noemi visits her estranged cousin after receiving a mysterious, frantic letter begging for help. Her cousin has moved in with her husband's family, a rich white family, who live on a hill in a small town in this large, decaying Gothic mansion, complete with its own creepy cemetery and thick fog. The family are super secretive, major fucking assholes, with a long, bloody history of exploiting Mexicans. There's the standard old white guy, who everyone regards with utter respect because he's the head of the family. There's the cold and bitchy mother, there's the very handsome and violent son, and then there's a shy, silent one that's afraid of speaking up against the family. While Noemi tries to understand what happened to her cousin and how to get her out, she uncovers the dark secrets of this family and their mansion. So I'm at the part where Noemi arrives at the mansion called the High Place. So she opens the doors and there's this huge staircase and a woman walking down it. And it really reminds me of the scene where Mia Wasikowska opens the doors and sees Jessica Chastain walking down the stairs. Or maybe Jessica Chastain was walking down the steps in a different scene. But I do have a memory of her walking down the stairs at one point. So I'm just like stitching those images together. Anyways, I'm just thinking of Crimson Peak while reading this and it's beautiful. Oh. I miss Crimson Peak. If you haven't watched it, y'all should watch it. I don't know how I haven't noticed till now. The first letter of every chapter is like in this font and it's so gorgeous. How did I not notice that? That's how you know I don't pay attention. I don't want to read it because it's embarrassing, but oh, I don't want to say it, but Francis. No, I'm not gonna say it. Francis leaned against the car's window and looked down at her, and then I had a reaction. That was nothing. That was literally nothing, and yet. What am I doing? Oh no. I think quarantine is breaking me right now. How did I get a reaction from reading about a man leaning on a car, looking down, talking to someone, and dude, you need to get out of the house. It's okay, it's okay. There is incest in this book. I can feel it. There is incest in this book. I can feel it. I know I'm basing a lot of my judgments on Crimson Peak, but one of these bitches are gonna be a serial killer. Oh, Lucy, I'm coming. As I was saying, someone's gonna be a serial killer and someone's gonna be into incest. You know, I just want to say, this is not the first time that I have thirsted over a character and they have turned out to be a serial killer, so I'm just gonna... Maybe no one is. Maybe it's a ghost. Virgil was supposed to take Noemi to the greenhouse, and I was expecting like interaction between them, but then they didn't include it. I'm sad. So they do go to the greenhouse. Every time Virgil acts like a condescending cunt, I want to punch him in the face so bad, but like in a hot way. This is so embarrassing. Noemi is so great. I love you. The way that she likes smoking to, oh my god, smoking, and she tilts her head up to like blow out some smoke, and she's like, it shows off her finest features, and she's talking about herself. Yes, this energy, like, I think I'm just rambling. I am so easy. 100 pages in, and I'm thirsted over every character. No, don't say every character. I have not thirsted over every character. Dear God, that would be terrible if I did. Virgil, Francis, and Noemi. I should be ashamed. I forgot where I was going with that. Man, I'm almost done. This book is only 300 pages. It's not enough. It's not enough. So far, I'm liking it. Now, I am not just thinking of it as Crimson Peak. I am thinking of it as its own story. Gothic horror is just, it's nice. It's a genre of horror I need to explore more. So it's about 8:30 in the morning, and I was lying down listening to a podcast, and these ideas for Mexican Gothic fan art came to mind. So these are some of the ideas that I had. I was looking for some Gothic horror movies to watch last night, and me and Rhea were looking at really old Gothic posters from like the 60s or whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna do them, but I'm gonna try to imitate those Gothic horror movie posters. Oh my god. Yeah. I knew it, and I still did it. I knew it, and I still did it. Well, that's on me. That is on me. If these characters end up being the serial killers in the book, then, you know, it's not my first time. But if it was incest, it's not gonna be funny. It's just gonna feel gross, and I'm gonna feel disgusted with myself. And you know what it was? It was incest. Well, yeah. I wish I didn't read the rest of this book. Gross, man. What am I doing? Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. God damn it. Oh, it was incest. Well, I mean, Francis isn't a child of incest. No, stop. Don't try to validate. No, there's nothing that can save you right now. This is what happens when thirsting is a form of entertainment for you. Thirsting is nothing to me. It is just fleeting moments that I do for entertainment, and I shouldn't have done it for this book, but I did it. So an update on my art. I added some more notes, and look at this chaotic mess of ideas. I also have some other stuff on here, like gay yearning, but it's Batman and Superman, and yearning, but it's me and Venom. It's funny how, like, some of my art notes are like this, and then some of my other ones look like this. They're a lot more cleaner. Look at this Riddler cosplay I never did. Same with the Harley one. Cosplay was too complicated, so I never did it. Alright, well, today's a new day. I plan to finish the last 80 pages of Mexican Gothic. It's already 12 something now because I spent the morning listening to Unwell, the podcast. It is a Midwestern Gothic horror podcast. Eventually, I will make a video about podcasts I listen to. I keep saying that I will and then never do it. Nice, I finished Mexican Gothic. Okay, I completely forgot to film my thoughts on Mexican Gothic. I need to do that because I'm gonna play Batman Arkham Asylum. Because I'm gonna play Batman Arkham Knight, not Arkham Asylum. I wrote them down. Is it boring to read off of it? Maybe. I'll do it anyway. The Doyle family is every cliche, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes for things you can predict a general idea of what's going to happen or figure it out halfway through the book, but the idea that being able to predict a story is bad is wrong in my opinion. Even if a story is predictable, if it's able to carry its weight and provide a satisfactory build-up and climax of the story, then I think it's okay. And in this case, for Mexican Gothic, being able to predict who or what is happening is okay because the author is setting up the story and we are being given context clues to try and understand the mystery of this cursed mansion and the Doyle family. I said that I wish there had been more depth for characters. There was romance in this book. I actually didn't have a problem with it because it was kind of in the background anyway. And I also don't view it as like a long-term relationship, to be honest. Sometimes in isolation we form attraction to people we see often, and this person was there for Noemi, so I think that's why their attraction formed. There's a term for that and I can't remember it, but I should know it because it's relevant to my major. I like the pacing of this book. It's honestly the kind of pacing I expect based on my impression of Gothic horror, especially for one set in like the 1950s and in a decaying haunted mansion with a bunch of white people. However, despite that, I still had a little problem with the pacing of the horror, not so much like the story. It feels like the placement of each nightmare and other horror-y stuff was perfect. It felt right. It just didn't feel like enough. With such a beautiful, creepy atmosphere, I expected to feel more dread, but honestly, the craving for more terror might be because of my personal preferences for horror, and also I am a bit desensitized to horror, more like a lot, so maybe this is a valid amount of horror in the story, and I'm expecting something that wasn't going to be there to begin with. Like, I can't walk into Crimson Peak and expect Suspiria. Like, those are two different types of horror, and they're on a different level of intensity, and you know, the goals of the creator and the story are different, and so I can't expect certain things. I don't know if I'm making sense. Am I making sense? I don't know. But regardless, this book made me feel like there should have been more. Because on one hand, I really liked the atmosphere and the setting and some of the mild body horror. To me, it's mild. I probably shouldn't say it's mild body horror because it might not be for people who read it. The body horror was very beautiful imagery in my mind, and I really enjoyed that. But on the other hand, this book felt good. Maybe it's the length, but you can still write a good story in 300 pages, so then if it's the length, then it's an issue with the pacing. I need to think about this book some more, but that's my rambling on this book. I would recommend this if you like Gothic horror and slow-paced stuff and medium horror. Yeah, just stop there.